Well, does everyone remember that day back in 1992? The day you were watching, cartoons after school, or maybe the Saturday morning cartoons? And that kid walked out in that deserted alleyway and screamed Mortal Kombat? Thus began the greatest fighting game series in history. Yeah, I know, Street Fighter 2 had some good games, but they sucked ass compared to Mortal Kombat. In fact, almost every other fighting game ever made has sucked ass compared to Mortal Kombat. It was the father of all bloody, violent fighting games that have come since. And now, 20 years later, they've come out with a reimagining of the original. Is it as good as the original? Well, hell fucking yeah it is! Mortal Kombat 2011 is one of the best Mortal Kombat games in a very long time, and should be a contender for Game of the Year in 2011.
Okay, let's start this beast up. Okay, on the menu you have the arcade, and below is the story mode. I'm not going to review the story mode because it's 16 chapters of fucking awesomeness. And I don't want to wreck it for anyone that hasn't played the game. All I will say is that it covers all the important parts of the original trilogy. So, let's go to the challenges first. These are simple little mini games that you can play for a few rewards to unlock later. So, that's basically it. Alright, enough of that. Let's play some goddamn Mortal Kombat. The single-player arcade game is the simple ladder tournament that you've come to expect out of a Mortal Kombat game. As you can see, the graphics are a huge improvement out of any Mortal Kombat game. But, with this game, they have actually kept that 2D feel of the original 3. Except, in the original 3, you had the motion-captured characters, and at times the game animation seemed a little stiff. This one uses the 3D animated characters, and while the fights are smoother than hell. Like all Mortal Kombat, the special moves are simple and easy to learn. Even the fatalities should not give you too much of a problem. One of the coolest parts about this game is the deadly combos. You get to see the bones break, you get that cool animation, and it causes a ton of damage. Also, if you are the owner of a PS3 and have that edition of the game, you can play as the character Kratos from the God of War games. He's not that bad of a character to play with. The only thing I wished is that he would have been part of the story mode, but what the fuck you gonna do? So the last 3 opponents are all the same. The first one you fight is Shang Tsung. He's kind of a pain in the ass because every time he transforms into another character, he can cause more damage. After you kick his ass, you'll go on to face either Goro or Kintaro. I haven't gotten one yet that lets me fight Motaro, but I know he's mentioned in the storyline, although you don't get to fight him. I thought I seen him in the strategy guide, but then again, that could just be a delusion of my insane mind. Anyway, Goro is pretty easy as long as you don't go toe-to-toe with him. He can cause a ton of damage. Just jump in, hit him, and jump away. Now it's on to the final boss in more Mortal Kombat games than I care to count, Shao Kahn. Kahn is an incredible pain in the fucking ass. First off, he can cause a ton of damage per hit, and he's got this thing where his body flashes golden, and it does no damage. To make things even better, he only takes half the damage. No matter how hard you hit him, he will take half of any other character. Remember that deadly combo where you break opponents' bows, does like 30% damage or more? Well, not with Kahn. It averages out 15% or less. You're probably gonna die on this mask-wearing piece of shit at least a few times before you beat him. When you do finally kick this S&M gimp wannabe's ass, you get this great fucking scene here. Yeah, kick his fucking head in. Then, it's off to the ending for whatever character you happen to pick.
And that's the end of the single-player game. You think they would just leave well enough alone and leave it there? You think they just leave us with that kick-ass single-player arcade-style mode? And the good one-on-one versus mode? Well, you're dead fucking wrong.
There's also, new for this edition of Mortal Kombat, Tag Combat, where you either take control of 2 combatants or you and a friend fight side by side to kick some ass. The tournament mode is the exact same, except that you have to fight 2 opponents instead of 1. You can tag your partner in by pushing the R1 button on the PS3. I don't know what in the hell you press for the 360, so don't bother asking. The only difference is the final three guys. Shang Tsung, for some reason, does more damage and takes less in tag mode. When you get to Goro, he's actually a lot easier in tag, and Shao Kahn is as well. The end of the game is a little weird, but then again, I picked Cyber Sub-Zero, so I'm not sure if it was just the character I picked, because I went through them with single-player mode and kind of got the same thing, so... Alright, that's it for the 2 arcade modes. Now, let's just quickly look at the Meadows and then move on to Necropolis. In the 4 sections of the Meadows of Death, Despair, Blood, and Guts, and shit, you can spend all the money you earned in the arcade or story mode, and you basically unlock these things to buy, other characters' costumes, their second fatality. And when you're done, you can go to Necropolis. This is where you check out information on your character, unlock things that you've earned in the game. The online mode is really awesome. You can download new characters and other stuff. What can I say? It's Mortal Kombat Online, and that's fucking awesome.
Well, if this review did not convince you to go out and buy Mortal Kombat, I don't know what the fuck will. This game should be on every fighting game fan's fucking shelf. Like I said, I refuse to talk about the storyline because I don't want to wreck it for people that haven't played it. Honestly, this game has one of the best stories I've played. And yes, I'm aware I'm talking about a Mortal Kombat game. There's almost nothing bad I can say about this game except that the story mode ends. And you're pissed because it's over. Now that's a good fucking game when you're actually pissed off that there's nothing more to it. Seriously, if you have the extra cash or see the game on sale, buy the fucking thing. Don't rent it from Redbox or Gamefly. You want this game in your collection. And for a fighting game fan, it is an absolute must-have and will probably be on my top 10 best games of all time.